we have applied ourselves in ensuring that we uphold these values and principles. Now, coming to the expectations, you know, for me, from the word go, I've never, in fact, believed that UPND will transform this country according to what they were saying during the campaign. I have my own reasons. Some few years ago, I actually interacted with the now president when I contested at first in Bangor constituency in 2006, the elections which I lost. Okay, I was part of the UDA, okay, which constituted FDD, UPND, and UNIP. And I really interacted with Mr. Ichlema. And I don't believe he's the man who can transform this country. Okay, that is just my belief. It's well, we can call it an opinion because I've interacted with him. Okay, and we had to part company because I didn't want to belong to a grouping where my opinion did not matter. I didn't want to belong to a grouping of people where I should keep quiet. People should know we should just be listening to certain voices in that grouping. So for me, really, strongly speaking, I don't believe UPND will transform this country. Even going by whatever they have done in the past 6 months. All they do in Parliament when ministers are asked on the floor of the question is excuses. All the time is to talk about PF and so on and so forth. Now, as for expectation, if any, what I expect to hear on Friday is justifications. Of course, I expect the president to justify why the dollar has not come down. I expect the president to justify why the fuel prices have continued to escalate instead of coming down. I expect the president to justify why the cost of fertilizer, the price of fertilizer has continued to go up. And generally, I expect him to justify why the cost of living continues to escalate and to go up. Because for me, that is the only thing that I expect the president to do. I don't expect anything outside simply justifying. Because basically, that is what they have done in the past 6 months. You remember the other day, if what we are reading in social media is true, the president did say that in order for us to begin to move the economy going forward, we need to deal with the leakages, first of all.
We have to stop the bleeding.
We have to stop the bleeding. Those were his exact words. But if you ask me, is the president who came publicly and openly and told the people of Zambia, he commented almost on everything, and he said he had a solution. So my understanding was that he already knew the disease that the patient was suffering from, if we can take Zambia as a patient. So Mr. Ikainde knew the disease, what this patient called Zambia was suffering from. And he had already diagnosed, and he has already prescribed before he was elected. So what remained was simply for him now to administer the mankwala, because he diagnosed the disease already. He had done all the needed laboratory tests, okay? And he also did the prescription. I'm sure the people of Zambia are following me, what I mean by saying, Zambia, let's take Zambia as a sick person, okay? So the president, when he was in opposition, he realized that Zambia was distressed. Zambia was sick. And then he diagnosed the sickness through his own laboratory tests. And he prescribed through through the interactions and the public meetings that he had solutions. So now, what the Zambian people expected from him is simply now to say, here is the medicine, and start administering the medicine to cure the disease that he had already diagnosed and prescribed. So, but what we see today is just a blame game. PF this, PF that. The people of Zambia on the 12th of August of 2021 made a decision and entrusted the governing of this country in the hands of the UPND because they saw what they didn't like about PF, and they, according to their right judgment, the doctor who can cure the problems of Zambia is the current president. Okay? So for me, really, outside what I've already alluded to, I don't expect anything new apart from what they have so far been talking about.
Honorable, I should make mention to you that I'm afraid as we begin this interview, you and I already, because it's like I'm dealing with a person whose mind is already switched, is already set. Like you've mentioned that from the preamble, you never believed in the leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND. According to your justification, you worked with this man